There you go. You got Epidemic Sound Instrumental here at 11 p.m. edition, the Mega Millions edition of episode 595. Would you believe it? 595 episodes. I'm just turning Epidemic down a little bit so we can hear ourselves think. Or I can hear myself think. Yeah. All right. It's Tuesday. It's May 5th. Not much left of it. It's 11:22. Let's get down to business. All right. So first thing we're going to do is say hello to everybody. How are you? Just let you know. You look over here. That's the exact time. Right there. Right there. Oh yeah. Sorry. That's the time. Within 50 milliseconds. 11, 23, 30, 31, 32, 33. And this is the elapsed time meter. See where my finger is wiggling? Yeah. We've been talking for 1 minute and 50 seconds. Yeah. I know. That's the way it goes. I think we have this sit right. I'm trying to. There we go. Ah. So the elapsed timer is not underneath the ticker tape. I've changed the ticker tape message to correspond with the this signal right here. Because you notice in microprint, I've got the episode number, the date, Cinco de Mayo. Yeah. Mega Millions edition. Yes, sorry, Bob. So we're going to add myself back into this thing. So I'm over on the right side of middle, as you can tell. And you can turn down the background light just a little bit. I got a little puppy dog over here that's getting ready to nap down. Had a wild and crazy evening. I got a fresh 20-ounce cup of coffee. You know, the single serve K cup. Yeah. With cream and sugar. I know. My cardiologist says stop with the sugar. But I just, what the heck. It's a late night edition. I need something. I don't need anything. You kidding me? I can talk. You tell me what. All right, so we're going to go. We're going to, oh my, whoa, jeez. Whoa. We're going to go to the favorites. Can you believe that? Holy mackerel, look at all those. How could I find anything in that? I know you can do that, but we're gonna go to favorites, and we're going to look at um, oh yeah, right here. Remember, this is Mega Millions. So we have $195 million grand prize that's been levied upon us, and so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to park this on the side for a second, and as right up in this, right up here, I touched the official Florida lottery. I mean, they got every excuse in the book on why this could be that and that could be that. Yeah, but anyway, that's the Florida lottery official website. I don't want to hear no. And so there we go. 12, 22, 50, 51, 55, Powerball 10. Wow. Okay. So now I'm going to do a print screen. You know what the drill is. And you notice it says the next draw date is not available. or what's not, we know the date. That's going to happen on May 8th, like it or not. Um, but we don't know whether it's a $200 million lottery rollover or whether someone wins and then this recycles to 50 million. That's that's the story. So I'm going to hit the check mark up here and save this to photos. There we go. And just to be official, I'm going to hit the three little bars up top, winning numbers, hit Mega Millions, and this too. This gives us Friday, May 1 numbers. It doesn't have the new uh, little ball things that I do a print screen on. So we have to wait for that probably. That could be another hour. Yeah, who knows? But so we're gonna. Here we go. Yeah. So yeah. So this is May 5th. Okay, this is the rollover. So we're gonna take you. We're gonna take it through. What? There we go. Just get this settled. Yeah. Can't hear myself think. Jeez. Whatever that means. It's too distracting here. Yeah. I like to have a little something in the background because that way it keeps the streaming going. Now, for those of you, any of you that are listening to Facebook, sometimes they, you know, fail to stay with us. They're they're in the mix. As far as I know, Facebook Live is still here. Of course, I could let's try. Let's move that over to the side. Facebook. Still 11:30. Thank you very much. Yes. All right, that's Facebook. Is that there? It is. That's the right one. Now is a young Marco Rubio. Ever saw one? Or his son around now. Um, where is my thing? Home. What's that home? Well, I was trying to see if this broadcast is even. Oh well. Never mind. Yeah, never mind. So there we go. We'll go back to Fox News. Yeah. Delayed broadcast, of course. Way delayed. Anyway, so I think we're on YouTube. And yeah, I didn't get any error messages. Facebook Live and YouTube Live. In case you get kicked off Facebook Live, go to youtube.com backslash the slash right below the question mark, the @ FAU for you. Been on the faculty at FAU for a long time, and way back 20 years ago, before anyone had the notions of tying up handles, I tied up the handle FAU for you. What a handle. YouTube.com/FAU the at sign, which signifies the next will be handle. FAU, the number 4, the letter U. Yes, no affiliation with the university, of course. Just adjunct faculty since 2003. Yeah. All right, here we are. Mega Millions. This is nothing official either. Look at the top, the very top. Whoops. Sorry. I have to, I gotta do this. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. Facebook just bailed. No, no. Yeah. I knew it's going to happen. So hopefully the Facebook people will switch over to YouTube to continue this. Yeah. Well, they stayed in 11 minutes. Anyway, so you can see the spreadsheet there. Um, oh, I was talking about what's up in italics, the very top line, right after the word millions. It says lump sum payout, after tax payout, and dollar values are estimates produced by the author, Jimmy W. Yep. Data presented here, A, has not been confirmed, and B, not endorsed by Henry Lottery. Yeah, this is just Mr. Mathematician here using his old, gray matter here to give you a presentation. You think the lottery people would do something like this, but no. Anyway, I'm giving you, these are exact pictures from previous broadcasts from the lottery website, which I just showed you. And you see the nice little circles with the numbers in the middle. Yeah, that's a print screen. Yep, of the numbers. Yep, I do a print screen and just slop them right in there. And then I don't know if any, so that way you can see who the winner wasn't. Because on May 1st, it was a $178 million lottery, which is a chump change, and no one won it. So it rolled over to 195 million, which is, $17 million jump, that means that people are starting to get interested in it. So let's just go over this quickly. What happens if you were to win this today, tomorrow, or whenever you decide to turn in your ticket? You got 180 days to turn it in. And if you want the lump sum, you gotta turn it in within 60 days, but not sooner than 15 days from the draw date. So you take the draw date today, add 15 days. So 15 and 5 is 20. So show up May 20. And that gives them, those extra days to go rustle up all the money. Because if you want a lump sum, they got to have cash and they got to be able to make a deposit in your account for $67 million. A little more, actually. So, see the green dot here, the lower one, 88,820,000. That is my estimation of what the lump sum would be. And I've taken a percentage from prior lotteries, Mega Millions lotteries, and averaged them up and come up with about 45, a little over 45% in that. That's what that little 45 is. But I didn't show you the next 3 decimal points because, who cares? I use it in my formulas, just so you know. So you take 195 million. Now that I type in. That's the only money I. That's the only number I type. Yeah, because you have typos, so you don't want to type. I'd rather do print screens and cut and paste. Here you type, you do a typo, and all of a sudden someone says, "Oh, he told me it was there," and so this is right off. I typed, I looked at it 2 or 3 times. 195 million. It's a rollover. We're waiting. Well, we know what the numbers are, but I'm waiting for the numbers that are depicted inside the little circles and all that. Anyway, based on prior lotteries, this is like advice to Jimmy. Jimmy, based on prior lotteries, what would the lump sum look like rounded to the nearest 20,000? Yeah, 88 million, 820. That's a guess. It could be 88 million, 221 or 219 or 220. It's rounded, I believe, down. Wait a minute. It's rounded to the nearest 10,000. Yeah, that's it. Now, because the great arm, here we go. I have it so that you can see the column captions. I tried to be pretty careful about the wording of these column captions. So that 88,820, we go up. What does that mean? That's the jackpot lump sum payout before all federal taxes. And what does it represent? NPV. It represents the net present value of the future cash flows. And what do they mean by that? Well, the way in which you get 195 million from the lottery is you agree to the 30 payment plan, which pays over 29 years in one day. Yeah. So it's 30 payments. You get a payment the day you show up, assuming it's no sooner than 15 days from the draw date. And then you're going to get 29 annual payments. Um, and that's how you come up with the net present value. So the banking community, the big multi-billion dollar banking community says, if you've got a cash flow that looks like that, the net present value is 88,820 or 88,220,000. They put that number, they put that annuity out for bid. They produce an RFP, request for proposal, and they bid it up, they bid it down. You know, hey, it'll only take you, I'll give you this annuity, and you only have to give me 88,120,000. Another bank says, I'll do it for 88,020,000. And they fine tune their bidding, and someone wins the bid. So if the investment banking community will bid that down, the lottery's already got the money in their pocket because they sold those tickets. Yeah. So they can bid it down. They make a little profit. So the Mega Millions organization, if you will, um, pay for their electric bill. Now, because of the long arm of Uncle Sam, even though 88 million 220,000 is what you have to put on line 1H of your 1040 tax return. Yeah. 1H. Yeah. You actually have to put that number. TurboTax. What was your income? Well, the lump sum's 88,220,000. That's now you're going to get a more refined figure than that by the time you know, look at your deposit. Anyway, so but the government's going to take 24%. Yeah, yeah. They have what is known as a withholding. You have a withholding on your payroll, right? Well, this is a withholding on um, lottery payments. Anything $600 or more is subject to a 24% withholding tax. So if you have $1,000 ticket, they withhold 240,000, and then you'd get $760. Yeah, yeah, same thing. 88,220,000. That's even though that's on your tax return, you're only going to get 67,047,200. In my humble estimation, that's what you get after the. This is the only place you're going to see an after-tax. Well, there's one other place. There's only a couple of places where you see after-tax from Jimmy. Now, this is only federal income tax based on the U.S. government. And since Florida is in a no income tax state, 67,047,200 is the deposit. Oh yeah, Jimmy, they're going to slip that right into your checking account at TD Bank. You should warn them though. You should call up the branch manager and say, "Oh, by the way, I'm going to make a $67 million deposit overnight. Get yourself ready. Tell your people." They're going to want to know because they have to reserve against that. It's a big deposit for anybody. It's not a $670 deposit. It's 67 million. And I've been in high places in banking, and when that kind of money comes in, they have to put a reserve for that based on the Federal Reserve requirements. In case they need to. Maybe they have excess reserve and they don't have to do anything. But I would want to know when 67 million shows up in my branch. So do them a favor, give them a call and say, "Sarah Joe, would you just want to let you know that tomorrow $67 million is going to show up in my checking account. It's not a typo." And then, Jimmy, beware of this. This is like advice to myself, and you can listen to me. That way, it's not advice to you. I'm not licensed to give advice to anybody but myself. I have no license in this particular. So the jackpot lump sum payout is subject to 37% tax. That's the maximum tax bracket in the United States of America, just so you know. And so since they withheld 24%, you're going to have to put in the side pocket the 13%, because 13 plus 24 is, 37. And Uncle Sam's going to be after you because you're going to have to pay them another 11,468,600. In my uh, humble estimation. Yeah. Now, if you live in New Jersey, you're in a 13% income tax. Guess what? So anyway, but so for federal tax purposes, that 55,580,000, That's the actual net amount after you make that last $11 million payment, uh, and you end up with 55,580,000 in round numbers, my estimation, where all federal income taxes have been paid. And since we live in Florida, where there is no income tax, that 55 million is what's going to sit tight. So this 11 million thing, put that in a separate account. Put it in a savings account somewhere, earn 4%. You end up with another 400,000 in interest after you make that wire transfer into the Fed or mail them a check. Yeah, send a mail. Your tax guy. Since now you can afford a tax guy, get a tax guy and do that. All right. So remember we talked about an annuity. So if you decided to take the annuity, the initial payment is going to be 2,935,000, and then the next payment is going to be 5% bigger than that one, and then the next payment is going to be 5% bigger than the previous one. Yeah, keeps on growing, and by the time you get to the end of the 30th payment, you know, so they call that a 5% growing annuity. In case you want to check the math. So the question is, in a 5% growing annuity, what would the first payment be if you add up all those 30 payments and it adds up to 195 million? Those are the only two things you know. The total payout is 195 million, and there's going to be 30 payments, and the winner gets the 2,935,000 day one, and then it's followed by 29 annual payments and their 5% growing annuity. What would that first payment be? There's a big formula underneath that that little burger. Yeah, it took me 2 weeks to figure out how to do that. Um, Here's a little more annuity. Whoops. See that 2,935,000. The next payment, the second payment. So in 1 year and 1 day, you'd end up with 2,000,009 plus 3,081. So that's pretty close to $6 million within 1 year and 1 day. 2,935,000 on day one. 1 year later, you get another deposit of 3,081. A year after that, you get another deposit of 3,235,000. Keeps growing 5%. And by the time you get to the end, the 30th payment, uh, it's like over $11 million instead of 2,930,000. It's not like 10, $11 million. Yeah, it's amazing. And when you add them all up, all 30 payments, it adds up to exactly 195 million. Yeah. So that's how the annuity. I just clipped off a couple of years worth of that to make this a little more visible. Yepper. So that's 11:51. Any chance a lot of people have done their job yet? They got people running around. Not available. So they're scanning through all their computer records. It's powerful. There we go. We are Mega Millions. Okay. Starts with 1222. So now we're going to hit this one right here. Hit winning numbers, Mega Millions. And no, they do not have tonight's drawing in there yet. I'll bet you it's another half hour before we see that. But, you know, just showing you how Jimmy actually does this. And I shut the app down. So when we reload it, it's not in the background and not getting refreshed or some business like that. What the hell is this? Yeah. Oh, it's TurboTax Return. Oh, geez. I was going to show you where line 1H is. No matter. Um, yeah. So, what do I want? I want the photo album. Yeah, we go right to here. Now, so I'll show you what we do. Close that up. Now, to actually go into my spreadsheet instead of the print screen, there it is. I want to touch numbers over here. There we go. Mega Millions. 2026. That's it. So now I'm going to trim this up. So, because you only have half a screen here, so I have to put this in the middle a little bit so you can see on the left side and the right side. Since the iPad is touchscreen, I'm very careful about where I put my fingers because it lousens this thing up. Oh, yeah. So let's go to, yeah. So now I'm back into the, I gotta go to the top. There we go. I'm gonna recently saved. That's what I want. And when I pick out this one, you see this is slightly different. It's got these, but I'm gonna take it anyway. I'm gonna duplicate it. I'm gonna use this one, and I'll just substitute the other one when it finally pops up. We're gonna make a duplicate of this. There we go. So when I louse this up, so now I'm going to trim it. I'm going to put a copy of the. Whoops. I hope I can do this. I can't, of course. I gotta make it full screen or else I can't grab this tab. There we go. Come right there. Uh-huh. And go. Cropping it right to the point. If I can grab the where the distance, the white area around each ball is equal to the white area between the balls this way. Yeah. Yeah, so right there, that's good. Now I'm going to go to adjust. All right, so now we have to Now we have to brighten this up. I don't think how we do that. Let's see. Turn up black point. Way. What that Mega Millions ball is really yellow, yeah. Contrast. Yeah, increase the contrast. Then we're gonna come up here and turn this. We'll just put it right there like that. Hit save. I'm gonna push the arrow up there. I squeeze this back down. All right. Now I'm gonna go to the spreadsheet, which is here. Yeah. And right there. Whoops. If I can get to it. Can I do it? I can't do it quite that big. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to um, cut it. So now I got an empty box. So now I'm going to go back to the other page. This one. And those numbers right there. The box with the arrow up and the very top left. Touch that and say copy photo. So now this just been copied. It's in the clipboard. We remember what that is, right? Copy paste the clipboard. So now I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet and touch this empty box. Tap it with my finger. And it says, do you want to paste? But remember, we just copied. Now we're going to paste it. Allow paste. Bingo. The numbers are in there. They don't have black circles around, but at least they're there. And we don't know if it's a rollover. So we have to pretty much just sit there with this and go like that. Let me just go full screen for a moment. And then I'm going to come over here like that. And I'm going to come up here like here. There we go. And I'm going to hit the top button and the side button because now we have a print screen because I don't want to diddle. Whoops, did I get it all? I didn't get it. This is no good. I've got to shrink it down. Yeah. That's, yeah, right here. Now just slide that over. Keep two of those visible. There we go. Now I hit my print screen. 1, 2, 3. Top and the side button at the same time. So now we're going to come up here to like May 15th. And just come over here. We'll have one annuity payment. We don't need to show 3 because we're going to do this. We're going to do this over again once they publish it in the winning numbers, and I can get it with the little circles around them. Yeah, it's kind of anal about that. But anyway, all right. So save the photos. Okay, this lottery thing, I'm going to just save that. Come back here to yeah, uh, this one. Yeah, yeah. This is what we just saved. Yep. We're gonna put a heart on there so that it's yeah, it's in the favorite. Oh gosh, Cinco de Mayo. Look what Maryland got me to do. Can you believe it? Oh God, sitting there in Mexico. Does it show where? Oh God, it's somewhere in Mexico. Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, it's a Taco Tuesday. Yeah. Well, tacos would be really good today. If you know any marvelous Mexican owned Mexican restaurants, which Maryland does. Hmm. Anyway, so this is the Mega Millions thing right now. It's 12:03. Let's uh let's give this another shot. Not available. That means they haven't determined if there's a winner or not. But that's instead of waiting until tomorrow, you can if you have the app, you can go there. Oh, in about 30 minutes they'll have it. If we're still around here. I figured I'd put it in there. So, you can see you don't have the nice black circles around the numbers. Um, but those are the numbers, and that is the lottery. We don't know if we have a grand prize winner because we don't know yet. So, if someone were to win this $195 million jackpot and they decided to do the lump sum, I'll bet you 10 cents it'd be around $55 million after all federal taxes. Yeah. They'll put 67 million in your Jimmy. They'll put 67 million in your TD bank account, but you better put aside 11 million for to pay that other 13% because the federal income tax, you would certainly be in the top bracket of 37%. So unless you're already a billionaire, you probably don't have enough depreciable assets or operating expenses that you want to declare, to knock off, you know, um, what looks like about 20 million, at least 20 million in tax, plus another 11 million, you know, a year after. You'll end up with 55 million when it's all over with regard to federal income tax. Now, if you live in New Jersey or anywhere where there's another 13% income tax, like New York, you'd have to pay another $11 million out of that 55 million because there's a state income tax. I have not guessed what the, what state has what tax and all that. I have to do 45 spreadsheets. I don't think so. Or have 45 more columns. I don't think so. Yeah, that gets too complicated. So you know, I did all the work in case I'm in Florida, Texas, or Tennessee. Yeah, I don't think they have a federal income tax. I don't think they have a state income tax for these numbers. So 55 million 580, is what I might take home if I were to check my tickets, which I'm not going to do. And this strip that has a little shading to it, um, and you notice how the nice white background the other numbers will have. This is just putting me on alert that I need to go back. If I don't do it tonight, I need to go back to the lottery app and do a print screen and do the cropping and cut that out. Just touch it and then hit cut. Then you go back over to the photo album with um, the numbers, which you can find in the up in the top left corner. Is three little bars. Touch that. It says winning numbers. So that gray area, so winning numbers. And then touch Mega Millions because we want the winning numbers for Mega Millions. And here it is here's the prior winning numbers beginning 16, 21, 27, 41, 61, 24. That's May 1st. Yeah. Now I did a print screen of that and I put it up there. And then we found out there was no one won the 78 million, so it rolled over to 195 million, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Yes. See, I like dealing with print screens because you know you can turn it upside down, and it won't hurt the actual uh, numbers because this is a photograph. It's a print screen of um, what the spreadsheet looked like. You know, because you start doing tippy tappy fingers on on a spreadsheet, and oh my god, it's like chaos. Yeah, I did spend some time making this nice for everybody to see, and clear, not only for myself, but you guys are out there and you're looking over my shoulder and what I'm doing for myself, because this is not advice to anybody but me looking in the mirror. And you just happen to be eavesdropping. That way I don't get in any trouble with myself. Uh-huh. All right, so let me give you a couple of the parameters again. If you decide to do the lump sum, which would be the $88 million business of $195 million jackpot to a single winner. So if you're the single winner, Jimmy, chances are the lump sum's going to be around 88 million. And after and that's the number you put on line 1H of your tax return, somewhere around there. Now there's another line where you're going to show the 67 million withholding, offsetting 24% of the $88 million income figure. And then Jimmy is going to remember to put another 11 million for in a side pocket somewhere, like in an interest-bearing account, which if it's 4%, you're going to end up with another 400,000 worth of interest off of that 11 million. 11 million is a lot of money, Anyway, because you're going to have to send that 11 million for 68 to the IRS somewhere before, on or before the 15th of April of 2027. I don't, they take the 24% right away. Yeah, you can't, so 67 million is what's going to get hit. That's what's going to go into your checkbook. And then you're going to move, Jimmy. You're going to move 11 million four into a separate interest bearing account that no one's going to touch because you got to send that to Uncle Sam next April. Yeah, this is May, but so 11 months from now, you got to send that off. Yeah, I don't think you have to send it off. Actually, I don't know. Do you have to send it off with interest and TurboTax? We'll tell you all that, Jimmy. Yeah. Now, if you decide to do the lump sum, you don't have 180 days. You got 60 days. Let's just say 59 days. Don't push it to the last day because the last day is off a day. Uh, then you can't. Within 60 days from the draw date, that's what it says in the paperwork. That's how they say it. That's how it's written. Within 60 days of the draw date, you have to declare your intention of whether you want the lump sum or not. If you show up on day 61, you're getting the annuity, like it or lump it. Yeah. And if you come in here after 180 days, you get zero because your ticket will be invalidated. Yeah, it'll be void. Yeah. So you have to get in there before 180 days so that you can get the annuity. And you have to get in there before 60 days if you want the jackpot. And you can't come, in either case, you can't come before 15 days from the draw date. So essentially, 1 day and 2 weeks after the draw date, they get all the money, packaged up, however they do that. Because remember, you got lottery people. There's, I did an AI search and it said there were 223,000 Mega Millions official retailers in the United States, the Virgin Islands, and Washington D.C. That's that's what I that's what I found out. You want to see? Let's try it. Hey Siri, how many lottery retailers are there that sell Mega Millions tickets across the whole country? You want me to? So now it's working with September 2025. There are approximately 9,276 lottery retailers across the United States. Mega Millions tickets are sold in 47 jurisdictions, including 45 states, the District of Columbia, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. While the exact number of retailers selling Mega Millions tickets isn't specified, it's reasonable to estimate that a significant portion of these 9,276 retailers offer Mega Millions tickets, given the game's widespread availability. Mhm. Okay, so that's what they're saying. Well, I wonder where 223,000 came from. I did the same kind. I did this similar kind of a search. It was I think a Google search. Let's see. I think I stated that question fairly. That's the answer. I'll do this again. 200, what I got? 926, 9,276 retailers. That's as of September. That number can go up and up or down. They got the 45 states and the two U.S. Virgin Islands and Washington D.C. Okay. Sources. That's when they got that number. This is a list of states. Yeah. All right. So lottery. It's live television, folks. All right. Chat GPT. Thank you very much. Let's go to this Chrome. Yeah. Let's go here. And what did I just, there we go. I'm going to copy this. Copy. Yeah, we don't have to type this stuff over again. You get to learn how to be lazy. Paste. And let's hit the arrow button and let's see what this says. See? There you go. You see in the very top line? 223,000 across the United States that sell Mega Millions. Now, how do you go from 9,000 to 200,000? Show more. All right, so now what I'm going to do, whoops, I'm going to push AI mode, which will like go through all these sites searching about supercharge. I don't know what that means. So there you go. You can make sure you can see it all. Yeah, there you go. So that's AI mode, right? Let's hit Pro. There you go. See, there's the 223,000. So which is it? See, in New York, they say there are over 17,000 retailers statewide. In Florida, there are 13,000. Well, that's more than 9,000. So, here are the states: Utah, Nevada, Hawaii, Alaska, and Alabama. Yeah, let's save that one. Let's see, how do we? So I'm going to do a print screen on this. Because we not only get the 223,000, Yeah, if there's 17,000 in New York, then how do they get 9,000 in the whole United States? Yeah, New York has twice that number, or almost. All right, so I'm going to, I did a print screen on this. And I have the question in the corner, just to document myself. I have this in black and white. Yes, I do. Yeah. Okay, I'll go back here again. There we go. Oops, and come over here again. There we go. Now I'm going to hit the check mark. Save the photos. So now you just saw, you got to be careful with this stuff. You know, you start writing reports and sending it out to people. You got to cross check, wheat check, rice check. You got to check. Wow, the national total is around 223,000. New York has 17,000. Florida has more than 13,000. And, multiply that out towards. So those are the states. Puerto Rico doesn't do it. However, Puerto Rico does do Powerball. Do I want to find the closest retailer for me? Not really. I know where he is. There you go. Yeah. Well, you got two answers. Can you believe that? Look at this. As of September. Mm-hmm. Let's do one more thing. Let's do Wikipedia. Open it up. Yeah. Just press enter. So now you got Wikipedia. Now let's hit the question mark thing. I think I have that question still in my, yeah. There we go. Let's see what it comes up with. It doesn't look very revealing. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Maybe this is where I put it in. Let's try pasting it in again. Then I get the same screwy answer. All right. All right. Now, this is, we'll get to the bottom of this. That's one answer. That's another answer. This answer looks a little ridiculous. If New York State has 17,000, how could that be 9,000? That's what you have to put on your beanie cap. Figure out what that conflict is all about. Yeah. Well, this is my photo album since I just spent a little time on that research. So I hope I'm showing you some things that you have to kind of think about. Yep. See where it is? 215 million on May 8th. No one won the grand prize. No one won it again, so it rolls over. John over, yeah. So I'm going to do a print screen of this. I do this like twice a week, right? Tuesday, Friday, Tuesday, Friday, Tuesday, Friday. Save it. And now, at the very top, I'm going to hit the three lines and winning numbers, Mega Millions. See, now it shows the 195 million with the circles around the numbers. So it's consistent. So I do it the same way. Um, yeah, listen, check mark, save the photos. So now I'm going to go to the photos. There you go. Recently saved. 22. I need the one with the circle surrounded. Yeah. So now I'm going to, what am I going to do with this? I'm going to hit the three dots here and duplicate it. And then go here. Then crop it. Crop it, crop it, crop it. There. So in case I louse this up, I can go back to the other one. Yeah, you got to use your, knuckleberry fin, or you end up with. Whoops! I gotta go full screen to get this left tab over. Right there, the right tab. Right there, and now I can go. And now I pull down this. Oops! Yeah, bring this all the way down to. It looks almost good enough. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to save that. Okay. 1222, 1222. All right, so now I have to enhance this. And now I know I turn that up to like that right there. Might as well try to do this in some organized fashion. There you go. Seems like I do something. Uh, see, now it's bright like that. And I think that'll do it. I don't think I need to do anything else. Yeah, there's no effect with that. It could go a little more yellow. All right, so that's that. Now, as you know, I'm going to go to Mega Millions, which I don't even think is loaded. Mega Millions, where is it? I don't have it. I have to start it up. Pick the spreadsheet. Okay. And right this spot right here, I'm going to cut it. Now I'm going to go back to this one and hit the arrow up. Let me show you what that is. Very top of the screen. Should be able to see that, right? No, maybe not. that up a little bit. Bring this down a little bit. There we go. And you see next to the heart, the box with the arrow up. Touch that. And then down in the middle, it says copy photo. Now it's in the clipboard. Now we go back to the spreadsheet, which is here. I touch the box, the empty box, and it says, do you want to paste it? And the answer is yes. And then it's going to say, do you want to allow a paste? The answer is yes. Oh, it's still gray. You see the gray? Yeah. So I have to cut it. I got to go back to this one right here to make it brighter. So let's try turning up the. I guess we'll try that. That's probably too much. Right there. Let's try that. Save it. Arrow up. Copy photo. Get back to the spreadsheet. Touch the box. Hit paste. Allow paste. Bingo. Now we don't have any dingy gray background. It's all white like everything else. There you go. Now we have to Command C, copy that, bring it here, and hit V because it's going to be a rollover. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And what was it again? Go back here. 215 million. Okay. So that's the only thing I type, pretty much. And I go here, spreadsheet, 215. Copy, paste it. 5. Oh. That's it. 215 million rollover. All right, now what I need to do is right at the 45, I'm going to copy all of these formulas to the next row. That's the magic. So copy, and right there, they're all going to strip over. Now I paste it. There we go. Takes care of that. Then I go here, copy that, and make that yellow. Because no one wanted it. So now this is the rollover. Yep. And you can see instead of, winning, see the So instead of them putting 67 million in your TD Bank account, Jimmy, they're going to put 73 million in there. Yeah. It goes up. Yeah. What is that? 20 million over there? Yeah. Goes up 20 million. You end up with an extra 5 million. Look at the annuity payments. First payment's 3 million two instead of 2 million nine. So then it goes to 3 million three, and then 3 million five, and so on and so on and so on. And just so you know, look at the 30th payment. 13 million. That's not a bad annual income. Yeah, so if you're a nice young couple and you don't want to have to worry about blowing the lottery money, for the first few years, you're going to get $3 million income. So look at that. In 3 years, you got over 10 million bucks. And then your next payment's 4 million, 4 million one, 4 million three, 5% of 5 million is $250,000. You keep adding that, that's the magic of compounding interest. And since it's a 5% growing annuity, and the Florida Lottery is going to have to see the net present value of the future cash flows is 97 million. So the Florida Lottery is going to have to write a check for 97 million plus or minus to a major national institution, insurance company, whatever, that'll fund this annuity over a 29-year period of time, because you get that 3 million too on day one. Yep. So I'm going to put my cursor all the way down there, and I'm going to hit the print screen. And we're going to copy this because I think we've done everything that we're supposed to do with this. So I'll come up here. Oh, do I want to show? No. X that out. I don't want to show the. We just want to show the May. See all these April ones now. We'll show everything in May. How about that? May 1st, May 5th, May 8th, May 12th. Yeah. Now I'm going to hit the print screen. There we go. And we're only going to show the annuity payment for the first payment. You can do 5% and figure it out yourself. Or whoever looks at it. To me. All right, pull that over to the black. Pull that over to the black. I got that over there. And I'm showing this one right to. That's enough. There we go. Hit the check mark. That puts it in my photo album. And now this one, the spreadsheet itself. We'll shut that down so it gets saved and, forever. Yeah. Now let's go to the photo album, which is right in the middle. There it is. Oh gosh. We want recently saved because you didn't put a heart on it yet. There we go. Now it's a favorite. Now we go back and go to favorites. There we go. So this is the one. That's 215. See, this is 195. Yeah. The two searches. How about that for two answers, huh? What the hell? Somewhere around that 92. This happened the last time I did it. I just didn't do print screens on both. So there you go. You can see 223,000, wherever that came from. Does that make sense? Yeah. So if you had 5,000 per state, 5 times 5 is 25. That's 223. Yeah. All right. Well, this answer looks more reasonable. There we go. There's, well, now it's Wednesday morning early. There's the numbers. And there's the new projections, unofficial, because I do this in the vacuum of space. My own little apartment here up there, and 8 stories above chops and rope home place. All right. I have site checked this. Yeah. We're done with all this fun, right? Let's see. What else? Mhm. The U.S. Secret Service. They're in an uproar because, what kind of protection they really did with Trump, and was it sufficient? I don't. These crazies are, the Democrats keep inciting these, almost inciting riots over this. Yeah. Brandon has decided that electric scooter, he's ready for an electric bike. This is the last golf tournament in which my buddy Scotty Scheffler got second place. The prize for second place was 2,160,000, and Cameron Young, who won it handily, gets 3,600,000. Third place gets 1,300,000. So what I'm telling you, when you get down to the end of these matches, and if there's only one stroke, see like the 11, 12, 13, 10, 11, 12, 13, one putt could be the difference between second place and third place, which is what, $700,000 putt. Talk about having your knees knocking. 700,000 for a putt. You gotta figure out how to shake it off. And if there's one putt between first and second place, like it was last week, you know, the putt's 1,500,000. It goes 3,600,000. It's 1,500,000 more. Is that right? No, it's 500,000. Yeah. No, it's 700,000. Yeah, $700,000 difference. Seven. Gosh darn. Yeah, it's 1,500,000. God darn it. It sure is. It's 1,500,000. Million, yeah, 1,400,000. 1,440,000. Yeah, that's quite a putt. But Cameron Young was 6 strokes ahead. All three of the top players had a score of 68. All three of them had 68s. It's just that his first round was 64. That's what put him way up right from the start. He was, 7 strokes ahead of Scheffler after the first day. And it was up and down for the rest of the 3 days. And Scotty caught up one stroke, but he started off 7 strokes behind because he had the 71, the first round. Got to have a better first round. I mean, you want to have good rounds all around, but if you start off, 5, 6, 7 strokes behind, on day one, it makes it hard to catch up because all these guys are too good. They are way too good for that kind of handicap. So, U.S. loyalty ratings by make. Look at that. Tesla wins the loyalty prize. It's got a higher loyalty rating than Ferrari or Mercedes, 54% and 61. Yeah, man, this is what the page looked like. This published page. But you got to go to each state. So here's Tesla. Make loyalty rating. Yeah. Tesla 61%. So then they just typed them out here. So you wouldn't have to go hunt them down. put them in actual ranking. Yeah. Well, I just got invited to download and enhance the software in the car. See, they keep enhancing the software, like every week or so. Just kind of amazing. That's our little puppy dog that's napping over here. All right. It is 12:53. That means it's almost 1 a.m. I've been dealing with this now for, you can see, an hour and 31 minutes. That's the elapsed time. This is the actual time. Yeah. So I'm going to say goodnight. Oops. I went full screen mode. There we go. Anyway, so I'm going to say goodnight and give you about 30 seconds of uninterrupted Epidemic Sound instrumental or royalty-free background music. And then I'll check in with you. Maybe Thursday morning. How about that? I don't know if I'll be out here tomorrow. Maybe mid-afternoon, we'll see. But Thursday for certain.